We hear you're having trouble with your RC3 best. Get your jotters out and let us do the rest. Weld yourself in and let's get your fix in with Monday Night Predictions. Monday Night Predictions.
Hello guys, welcome into Monday Night Predictions. It is now August the 4th. I'm Chris Kamara and I'm joined by my colleague and companion.
Hey guys, Matty Cool here. Happy to bring you MNP Season 3. Can't believe Chris has been renewed. Our contract's been renewed for a third season. I'm glad everyone's listening, enjoying it. Without you, the fans, this wouldn't be possible.
We had to fight hard. I know we dropped the ball a few times last season, but we managed to beg and we managed to get our jobs back. It's been a tough year. And kids are now back at school. You and I can just rot in the studio all day. Woo!
Absolutely. And kicking off this season with the Dino Rod, Chris. Looking forward
Dino
to it.
Rod Premiership. Dino Rod, the new sponsors. Fix your drains, watch the game. First game of the season, 007 Universe versus RFC Nautical. Talk about 007 Universe, Matt.
Yeah, so they finished fourth last season, just missed out on the Monzo Champions Cup places. But in terms of any business this window, they've sold Sean Connery to Nautical, which is interesting. I know last year Sean Connery play with Nautical this game. They also got Daniel Craig at Nautical. That was the previous window. So there's a bit of history between these two teams now. Can you think of any big incomings from the universe of them?
Very big, mate. Jordan Peterson for $1 million has come in to solve the second row out. Timothy Treadwell will be returning to the scene. We've got the Flying Scotsman, not so much a big signing, but he'll be some filler in the backs. And Ben 10 on loan from Giacomo, I think, will be looking to impress. Yeah, so some quite big moves here.
It's a decent window for a Wonga team, isn't it, actually?
I would say, yeah. I'd say they are looking to be Monzi next year.
Whereas obviously with RFC Nautical, we've got a managerial change, the full coaching staff replacement actually with Renat here, being in his coaching team, and some big transfers. We've got Ballister Railman coming in, Sean Connery from Universe. Who else did they bought?
Yeah, of course.
There's some more big players moving into Nautical there.
Perry Portside is back from his loan away. They're loaning out Irvin and Rudder, I think.
Yeah,
not sure exactly where they've gone, but they've built around their kind of core. They've got a hatchback and a bow, gully runner, man over again, Freddy 4. They've built around their core. Hopefully Harry can get them working. I think that's a very stacked team.
Yeah, the key for that team is injuries, so we'll see. Anyway.
So true. Yeah, I think we'll be missing Starboard. We'll be missing who else had surgery? Sam Sonar and Chevy Charter for the opening game.
Yeah.
As we will be missing Ballast derailment. So it could be a thin squad for the first few months.
Yeah, they're still building for that Monzi, aren't they, really?
I do think that Nautical have got the better side, though. I think they've still got that core. There's not too many shake-ups, to be honest. There's a lot of players that will be playing second fiddle to the usual suspects. Hatch Banner will still be out there in good form. I think 21-7 to RFC Nautical.
Yeah, I've gone for a Nautical win, but quite narrow. It's away from home at the QBE, which is always a tough place to play. 7-10 to Nautical for me, Chris. And that leads us on to the second match, the Dino Rod 1. It's the Locals versus the Dartmoor Derelicts. Who have you gone for and why, Chris?
I think that Dartmoor will take the win away from home. It won't be clean. I think it's just 10-0. Not too high scoring. Dartmoor were largely unchanged. They've loaned in Anthony van der Aardvark. Signed back Sean Greedo on Freeze and Gollum. Just looking to kind of patchwork. Strikes Bartholomew in on a free. But I think that's, to be fair to them, that's quite decent. I think they'll be looking to be quite a solid middle of the pack team again. Whereas Locals have had to really fish about for anything. Forest Plum. Cody Banks is not too bad a signing, but
I'm thinking
they're probably paying out their arse for him. I think Dartmoor had the better window. Dartmoor have got the better team there, I think. I think Locals will still struggle in the same areas that they did last year. 10-0. What about you?
I've gone for a Locals win. 7-3. I always found the locals start off seasons well and then gas out towards the end. And historically, they've done well in the opening parts of the season. I think this time last year they had a really lightning start to the league. They were top of the league at one point the beginning of last season. And,
That's right, yeah.
Losing John Higgins is not great, but I'd argue Wayne Shaw is a very good bit of business. Billy Broadside will shirt that back row as well. They haven't lost many players, Chris. Really, John Higgins, Perry Portside. Really, two big names leaving.
Two of their best.
But Adrian Cody Banks, he wasn't cheap to bring in, and he's got really good experience at high level rugby in the Popeyes Championship from last season. I think the locals will win it. It will be tight. Dartmoor notoriously slow starters, and they sort of finish well. I've gone 7-3 to the locals.
Great. Moving on to the next game, BBC at home to Checkatrade. What do you think is going to happen here, Matt?
I think the BBC will beat Checkatrade. I think this will be like a 14-7 to BBC. I think this will be sort of a culture shock for Steve Bruce. I think Checkatrade have a great window, to be honest. A lot of picking up their previous players who were not good enough at the time. They've got a few surgeries ongoing. They are an athletic team and they can probably get the job done. But I think BBC have made some very shrewd signings. They've brought Gary Lineker and Tony McCoy. That adds some really good quality to the team. And I think BBC will do it, Chris. How about you?
You're right about those signings. I think BBC have had the better window. But Checkatrade have rushed the surgery of Kaka and Sheringham, so they're both fit to start the season. I think Checkatrade still have that solid core, and last year they were decimating in that league, so I think they'll quite comfortably win. But I think BBC will be focusing in on Checkatrade's ill discipline these days. 17-6 to Checkatrade.
And the last game of this month predictions and the last game of the Dining Rod Match Day 1 will be the champions Activate playing away. So the underdog story last season, GWR FC. How do you see this one going, Chris?
It's tough, mate. GWR have got a big squad now. They've brought in a lot of filler, though. There's no kind of marquee signings. They've obviously just kept it budget, brought in a lot of frees. We've got the Maglev back. Foghorn's found a team. Piranha's a good signing. Mayflower's back. Now Rail Engineers back. I think they're just they're loaning in Michael the Brave and Ren King Rudder, I think. I don't see that team really doing much damage. But I didn't either, because they've lost the Jacobite. And he was so crucial last year, so instrumental in getting them that momentum early on. I think GWR FC are going to have a worse year than last. They've obviously lost Mark Hopwood. Activate have had a great off-season. I think arguably one of the best, here.
It's up there.
Manted Drone is in, which is huge. Deng Ai and Hungry Hippo is really going to help in the pack. We saw how good Deng Ai was for the Beasts.
Yes.
I think Activate will take the BP here and put themselves top of the table.
Yeah, I think Activate will win. I think the champions will show us, why they're the champions and, set the league, start how they finished it sort of thing. But I don't think it'll be as open as you think it might be. Harley Race is a good manager. He's been around the block. He's managed in the Oppenheim Premier League before. He put WWE in a third place finish in the MLR, which is, a decent, respectable finish to WWE. Harley Race is no slouch. He's no Mark Hopwood, obviously, but we'll see how he gets on. Activate to win, but don't rule out a few tries for GWR. I've gone for 7 to GWR. Activate 21.
So one try then for GWR, not a few.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's great to be back, guys. We'll be in here next week, as usual. I think the Beast will be kicking off next week.
Yeah.
And we will see you then, and we'll play you out with the new Dynarod Prem theme tune. Thanks, folks.
See you next week, everyone.
That's what we're all about. Dynarod Premiership. Fix your drains, watch the game. fun while our wives are out.